Straight ahead on 12 News, a big part of the Maple Grove economy, employing more than 5,000 people. Then how a Maple Grove elementary school is sending a message to bullies. But first, history torn down in Robbinsdale.
It's a very sad day.
Now the question is what comes next?
Well, ultimately the purpose of all of this work is to turn this blighted property into something that the city of Robbinsdale can use and be proud of for years to come.
12 News starts right now.
Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. Demolition work continued today at the site of the Terrace Theater.
The Robbinsdale landmark began meeting its demise Saturday after efforts to save it came up short. And as Delane Cleveland explains, it was a blighted property for some people, but for others, an important part of Robbinsdale history.
This impacts a lot of people.
If there was ever a time when a building that had sat vacant for 17 years
it's a little bittersweet.
Could elicit emotion,
It's a very sad day.
Saturday was one of those days.
I actually don't think that I can physically be here when the demolition starts.
After sitting at the corner of 36th and France for more than 60 years, Robbinsdale's Terrace Theater had a date with a heavy machine intent on knocking it down.
Well, ultimately the purpose of all of this work is to turn this blighted property into something that the city of Robbinsdale can use and be proud of for years to come.
While developers are looking forward,
I'm coming to pay my respects to the Terrace Theater.
there are longtime residents such as Paula Mazzacano.
I'm angry that Brixmore, the owner, was allowed to let the property fall into such disrepair.
Her anger was mixed with sadness, and to pay her respects,
The little crepe paper flowers are mine.
she placed 4 dozen miniature flowers along the fence surrounding the terrace.
And each of the little flowers I put up represents a memory of a movie that my family saw at the Terrace Theater. We have a lot of very good memories here.
When the demolition commenced shortly before 1 p.m., dozens gathered to watch. Others took photos, while one of the people who fought to preserve the theater was presented with a keepsake light bulb from the marquee.
It's an important piece of Robbinsdale's history, and hopefully with small pieces like this, people will never forget the Terrace Theater.
It was a sad day for preservationists, but for others,
Well, I feel like now we can finally see some progress on this corner.
it was long overdue.
It's been a real blight in town for many, many years, and hopefully we get that grocery store that was proposed to come in, and if not, at least something will be developed on this corner now.
That something is still to be determined. Instead, this day was about paying respects.
Our focus will shift to preservation of artifacts away from preservation of the theater building itself.
As for what happens next, the current property owner, Brixmore, will ultimately sell to Inland Development Partners out of St. Louis Park. No word yet on whether plans will move forward on the proposed Hy-Vee grocery store, but Robbinsdale City Manager Marcia Glick says the city will have staff meetings with them later this month. Mike and Shannon.
All right, Delane, thank you. Well, meanwhile, the Maple Grove City Council is expected to approve a new development plan for that city's old gravel mining area.
Inland Development Partners wants to build an office, warehouse, and industrial complex near 85th Avenue and Zachary Lane. Inland is the same company that's working to redevelop the Terrace Theater site. The St. Louis Park developer is proposing a 193,000 square foot structure that would create between 400 and 500 jobs.
I think it's a great new project for the city, a great new option, and it's a site that, we've been looking to develop for the last 20 years. We had a TIF district there years ago to try and help get this area developed because it had some environmental concerns.
Mayor Mark Stephenson says construction on the project is probably at least a year away.
An accident in Maple Grove killed a man from Blaine. The accident happened at the intersection of Elm Creek Boulevard and County Road 81 just after 12 noon on Friday. The victim is identified as 50-year-old Tony Bjorklund. He was airlifted to North Memorial where he later died. The State Patrol is still working on exactly what happened. That intersection was also the scene of another accident 4 years ago that resulted in serious injuries. Maple Grove police say there were also 2 less serious accidents there on Saturday. Now, heads up for drivers in Maple Grove. The East Fish Lake Road Bridge over I-94 will close Tuesday. It will remain closed until Sunday morning. The suggested detour is using Bass Lake Road.
A new building in Robbinsdale will help expand medical services to women in crisis. Robbinsdale Women's Center is celebrating the opening of its new facility on West Broadway. It will be used for its administrative staff while allowing the nonprofit to expand services to women with questions about pregnancy.
Prior to our moving in here, we had one exam room and one counseling room. Now we have 2 exam rooms and 2 counseling rooms so that we can literally double the number of women that we see.
All services at Robbinsdale Women's Center, which include pregnancy testing and ultrasound, as well as adoptions counseling, are free and confidential. Coming up, a big driver of Maple Grove's economy. The answer may surprise you.
Then later in sports, Champlin Park and Osseo play a back-and-forth thriller on the football field.
But first, a turn in the weather, a chance for showers and storms late Tuesday.
When you think about Maple Grove, you might think about an abundance of stores and restaurants.
But Maple Grove is also home to a robust manufacturing community. In honor of Minnesota Manufacturers Week, we spoke to one very busy company in Maple Grove for today's Business Matters.
This is the time of year when the printing presses are never quiet at LSC Communications, formerly R.R. Donnelly in Maple Grove.
This is a very busy time of the year for us. It's the fourth quarter, which is the holiday catalogs. So we do a lot of millions of catalogs a day, actually.
This company prints, assembles, and then mails catalogs for national retailers and businesses. You might not realize it, but a catalog you get in your mailbox could come from this very building.
We're a big white building on the northwest corner of 169 and 94, and we've been here for a while, and you know, we're a big part of the Maple Grove. At least we'd like to think we are.
It's a big part of our economy here in Maple Grove.
In Maple Grove, manufacturing matters.
We have 95 manufacturing establishments here in Maple Grove, and they employ over 5,400 people. So that is a large percentage of our employment here in Maple Grove.
The city of Maple Grove says nearly 17% of private employment is in manufacturing, which is higher than the state's percentage.
The total payroll is over $428 million. So I think that just kind of signifies how important manufacturing is here in Maple Grove.
One challenge manufacturers echo is the need for skilled workers.
It seems like it's getting harder and harder to find, you know, the trained people.
Attention paid this week for Minnesota Manufacturers Week could make people more aware of what's being made in the community where they live.
Constantly changing as the market changes with us.
LSC Communications and Upshur Smith will be recognized for their contributions to the local economy at Monday night's City Council meeting. Several manufacturers are offering free tours this week for students and adults, and we have a link on our website to learn more. Coming up, the unique way students are spreading the message of kindness.
But first, Maple Grove breaks a losing streak with a convincing win in prep football. John Jacobson has that and more next in sports.
After a 2-0 start, Maple Grove lost its next 2 football games. The Crimson look to get back into the winning ways as they've played host to Wayzata for homecoming. Maple Grove doesn't waste any time getting started. Quarterback Brad Davison. Nice gainer here. Sets up a Davison touchdown run. Maple Grove scores on its opening drive. They go up 7-0. Second quarter, Davison hits Jack Dugan on a swing pass. Will get a block, darts past the Trojans defender and into the end zone for a 14-0 Crimson lead. Maple Grove's defense comes up big. Ben Paschke drops Alec Underhill. The Trojans struggle to get anything going. Ryan Hanscom will take a handoff here, run into traffic and slides to the right. Gets in for a touchdown. It's 21-0 Maple Grove as they control the first half of play. Third quarter now, it's Davison to Eric Christensen. He'll zip in for a touchdown. Maple Grove breaks a 2-game losing streak, and they go on to win it 35-7. At Champlin Park, a good matchup as the Rebels hosted the Orioles in what turned out to be a wild game. Down 7-0, Champlin Park's Ben Otto goes up top. Deontay Bronson, a nice grab near the sideline in the end zone, ties it up 7-7 after a quarter. Second quarter, it's Otto rolling right. He'll throw it to Cameron Witt, who outfights the defender for the ball. And now it's 14-all. Osseo go back into the lead. Parnell Taylor with a big hole. He'll cut to the outside and score, and Osseo takes a 21-14 lead. And it's Champlin Park's turn. Otto, this time to Marcus Hill, will make a nice move and battles his way just over the goal line and in. 21 all after a very entertaining first half, with more to come in this one. Third quarter, Otto to Hill, who will break a tackle and get in. 28-21 Rebels on a big night for Hill and Otto both. Osseo has an answer. It's Taylor. Nice gap to run through. He'll make a cut late to score. 250 yards rushing for Taylor. Osseo evens it up at 28 through three quarters. Just over 2 minutes left in the game. Jeff Ekior squeezes over the goal line before the ball comes out. Osseo retakes the lead, 35-28. Back comes Champlin Park. Otto to Witt. And the Rebels pull within 35-34 with 44 seconds left. And they go for two in the win. It's Otto to Witt again for the winning points. Champlin Park wins it over Osseo, 36-35. At Park Center, the Pirates hosted unbeaten Cooper. That's a defensive battle in the first half. Park Center D-back Blake Wilkins dives, tips the ball up. Isaac Mansfield takes it for the interception. However, the Pirates can't take advantage of that good field position. Cooper's number 9, Jordan Brown, will come through the line here and tackle Pirates running back Malcolm Richards for a loss. No score in this game at halftime. Early in the third quarter, the Hawks offense breaks through. Cameron King throws to Jordan Brown in the end zone for a score. Extra point is good, and Cooper leads 7-0. And then on the ensuing kickoff, the ball here is bobbled, picked up, and then fumbled back toward the end zone. Mad rush for the ball. The Hawks finally cover it for a touchdown. Terrence Nicholson will get the recovery for the Hawks, and they lead it by a score of 14-0. Later in the third quarter, the Pirates will punt the ball away. The Hawks' Phoenix Sproles takes it at the 49-yard line, and then he is gone all the way for a touchdown here to make it 21-0. Cooper adds 2 more TDs in the fourth quarter, and they blank Park Center 35-0. The Providence Academy football team won 3 of its first 4 games, and the Lions hope to keep up the winning ways on homecoming night. They hosted New Life Academy. New Life gets on the board first. Eagles quarterback Adam Bush getting in from a yard out. New Life leads at 7-0 after 1. Second quarter, and the Lions finish off a drive. Jackson Baird keeps it for an 8-yard touchdown run. Their try for 2 points fails, and Providence trails 7-6. Lions defense will step up to make a big play. Baird, who goes in both ways, offense and defense, gets the interception to end the New Life drive. Providence still trailing 7-6 at the half. Same score in the fourth quarter. Baird makes another big play on offense. He'll go for another touchdown, 36 yards here. Providence leads 12-7. Baird rushes for 220 yards in the game. And their defense comes up with one final stop. Zachary Binger with the tackle. The Lions hold on to win 12-7, and they are now 4-1 on the season. Man, that's a look at sports for today.
All right, thanks, John. In Local Vote 2016, there's a long list of candidates running for Osseo School Board.
In fact, 10 people are running for 3 seats on the board, and we'll hear from them all week, starting with Heather Douglas, a former child care provider and business owner, and Stephanie Fortner, who's a preschool teacher in another district.
Hi, I'm Heather Douglas, and I'm running for District 279 School Board. As a recommended candidate, if elected, I will work towards making fiscally responsible decisions that benefit both our students and our community, closing the achievement gap and improving special education programs for students, including gifted education and students receiving accommodations for 504 and IEP plans. I respectfully ask for your support and your vote in the November 8th general election. For more information, you can find me on Facebook or visit voteheatherdouglas.com. I'm Heather Douglas, working for a better tomorrow today.
My name is Stephanie Fortner, and I'm a candidate for the Osseo Area School Board. I am running to serve on the school board because I believe that I have the experience, skills, and leadership qualities to make positive changes that will help children reach their full academic potential. After earning a master's degree in early childhood, I have worked my entire career as an educator of culturally diverse students to make sure they are successful in the classroom. I am running to serve the children, parents, and taxpayers of the Osseo Area School District. I want to put my education, track record of success in the classroom, and focus on fiscal responsibility to work for you on the Osseo School Board. To learn more about my campaign, please visit Fortner for Osseo279.com. I ask for your support on November 8th.
And we'll be right back. Remember our story with the ice cream kid, 14-year-old Dwayne Helms Boyd. He works the Blue Moo ice cream truck as a way to save up for college. He also does it to give back. On Saturday, he presented a $300 check to the Make-A-Wish Foundation from the sale of Johnny Pops. And Dwayne plans to be back in the spring, raising money for a new charity. Finally, Motivation Monday is amped up big time at local schools.
Reporter Sonia Goen shows us how a unique kindness campaign is spreading joy to many.
My favorite is probably the You Rock.
Students at Rush Creek Elementary have a good reason to look down.
I like the smiley face ones that say make somebody smile today.
Be kind and other colorful, uplifting messages are the first things that students see as they make their way to the front door.
It just made me feel better when I walked into school.
Makes you feel kind of appreciated.
Parents wrote the messages on Sunday.
It was really cool on how somebody spent their time doing it. It was pretty cool. I didn't know who did it.
We had a big one at our school that said You Be You.
The motivational messages are part of the Kindness in Chalk campaign.
You Be You.
Nikki Bruner came up with the idea 3 years ago.
Today I will treat others with kindness and be a friend to someone in need.
While dropping her oldest child off to school for the very first time.
Awesome. I just want them to feel loved when they're at their school. Be kind. So simple.
The campaign is aimed at preventing bullying.
People close to me have experienced this, and I can see the impacts that it has on children through adulthood.
Nikki posted on Facebook and other social media sites, and it took off.
There's a need for kindness everywhere.
It's a simple act and doesn't require much effort.
Totally free, but sometimes people need to hear it, or see it, or read it.
Nikki was super excited to see reaction from students at Rush Creek.
I love it. It makes me so happy just to hear that they get it, and they get what it's for, too.
She wants students to know that while bullying exists,
baby, you're a star.
They can be the change and make a difference.
It's just bringing the aura, the feeling up. Hopefully not even just for the day or the week. Maybe it'll impact someone for longer. Cute, it's perfect.
In Maple Grove, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Yay. Students at Basswood Elementary also participated in Kindness in Chalk Day. The event runs in October because it is National Bullying Awareness Month. Very good.
We'll see you on Tuesday, everyone.